The investment in the project running from Zambia's Copperbelt province to the part of Beira in Mozambique via Harare in Zimbabwe includes the cost of locomotives and wagons. Feasibility studies were expected to begin in the next 6 weeks and would be followed by detailed engineering design for the project on the Zambian side. Construction is expected to begin in January 2021, adding that Railnet would replace the existing system to allow freight trains to travel at 120 kilometers per hour and passenger trains at 160 kilometers per hour. In other news, Tunisia will seek a new loan deal with the International Monetary Fund after slashing the country's economic growth forecast for this year, due in part to the impact of the coronavirus crisis on tourism. The government now expects a growth of just 1% this year compared to the 2.7% envisaged in the 2020 budget, with the coronavirus crisis responsible for a hit of half a percentage point. Tunisia struck a deal with the IMF in December 2016 for a $2.8 billion loan package to overhaul its sclerotic economy, including steps to cut chronic deficits and trim bloated public services. The IMF disbursed a $247 billion loan tranche from that deal in June last year. But since then, negotiations on a sixth installment have stalled due to a political crisis following the October election. The current IMF deal ends in April. Tourism accounts for about 8% of Tunisia's GDP and is a key source of foreign currency, with around 9 million tourists visiting the country last year. Finally, Rwandan cabinet has approved waiver of visa fees for a broad category of visitors entering the East African community. Cabinet approved waiver of entry visa requirements to the citizens of member states of African Union, the Commonwealth and Francophone countries to foster the implementation of Rwanda's openness policy, minutes of cabinet meeting released Saturday showed. The new policy means that all Africans, citizens of Commonwealth nations and the Organisation Internationale de la Francophone can enter Rwanda without having to pay visa fees. Rwanda will in June host the 26th meeting of the heads of government of the Commonwealth of Nations. Rwanda's visa openness has positioned it as one of the most open countries on the continent.